pitch it in towards the leg stump and the full.
Go, Aussie, go. Go, Aussie, go. Go, Aussie, go. Let's hear it. Go, Aussie, go. Let's cheer it. Go, Aussie, go. Let's hear it. Go, Aussie, go. Let's cheer it. Go, Aussie, go. Let's hear it. Go, Aussie, go. Let's cheer it. Go, you golden rings. Keep the spirit glowing. Part of all our dreams. Legend keeps on growing. Go, you golden rings. Keep the spirit glowing. Part of all our dreams. Legend keeps on growing. Go, you golden rings. Keep the spirit glowing. Part of all our dreams. The legend keeps on growing. Go, you golden rings. Keep the spirit glowing. Part of all our dreams. Legend keeps on growing. Go, you golden rings. Keep the spirit glowing. Part of all our dreams. Legend keeps on growing. Go, you golden rings.
What a performance! They're in the air, the Aussies.
The hits, the misses, they're all here on Dino the Video. Dean Jones takes us on a whistle-stop tour of a great cricketing career. The highlights,
Oh, he smashed that one.
the inside stories,
AB was waiting for me.
the characters, Botham, Hadley, Richards, the most explosive Australian cricketer of our time and one of the most outspoken opens up. Dino, it's out on video and a must for every cricket lover.
Hello there and welcome to One Day Wonders. I'm Tony Jones, and in this tape we've got two great games. Both are pretty tight encounters, with the first going all the way to the line with the other a flying finish. Well, later we head to Brisbane to see the Aussies take on the English, but first this match is also from the Melbourne cricket ground and involves the Aussies and the Kiwis in a day-nighter. The match was played on January 7, 1988. Let's see if you remember. Well, at the start of the game, all teams had played two matches in the series, with the Sri Lankans making up the group. The New Zealanders had won both, while the Australians had split their two matches, with the Sri Lankans still to win one. The Aussies went in with Alan Border captain, Jeff Marsh, David Boone was there, Dean Jones, Mike Valletta, Steve Waugh, New South Welshman Greg Dyer behind the pegs, with Dottermaid, Taylor, McDermott and Whitney to share the bowling. The Kiwis, well, they were led by skipper Jeff Crowe, John Wright, Andrew Jones, John Bracewell, Martin Crowe, Deepak Patel, Tony Blaine, Richard Hadley, Stuart Gillespie, Martin Snedden and Ewan Chatfield. It was a very hot Melbourne day with the temperature well into the 40s, but that certainly didn't deter over 60,000 fans from going along to the game, and they certainly weren't going to be disappointed. Alan Border won the toss and decided to bat first, and we joined the action in the fourth over. There's 7 runs on the board. Boone is facing Hadley.
In the air, could be out. Oh, that's what they love, the action. I thought that I may have died for that. A little bit slow starting. And almost a let-off for David Boone.
Well, the luck either goes with you or against you. It's going with David Boone here. Baseman at its very best, right in the middle of both the fielders.
Chatfield. It's a shot he loves.
Ewan Chatfield paying the penalty for pitching short outside David Burns off stump. That one going high over point, and the third man fielder having no problems or no chance of cutting that ball off.
It's gone. He tried to pull it, didn't bounce, and Boone's gone. And Ewan Chatfield breaks through. The first wicket's down, the vital one at 17.
Well, that's a good start for New Zealand. That's what they would have been hoping for. It's in the 7th over. David Boone going to pull. And the ball just clipping the top of off stump.
I just wonder whether the atmosphere here got to David Boone. It was short, but it wasn't all that short. And he's gone for 9. It's 1 for 17. Oh, I guess Dean Jones would now know what it felt when Don Bradman come onto the Melbourne Cricket Ground in front of a capacity crowd. He got a magnificent ovation.
Well, perhaps he's sort of three-quarter laid the bogey.
The great players, they always seem to be able to make something happen. The crowd have given Richard Hadley a big serve here today. They started chanting early before he bowled the first over. Tony Greig used to love to have the crowd hate him. Used to seem to psych him up a little more. I'm sure Hadley likes to have that sort of reaction, but that one, very lucky. He got that away wide of the leg stump. And safely. Dean Jones at the moment in magnificent touch.
Well, after all that chatter out there, they've decided that Stuart Gillespie will come on after all. He's going to take Richard Hadley's place. And he's got one first up. First ball, a little half loosener. And Jeff Marsh has gone. He's hit it straight to the man at cover. Ewan Chatfield and Stuart Gillespie have each taken a wicket now, and New Zealand already are on top with Australia 2 for 31.
Bad luck for Marsh. He did the hard work, withstood the attack of Hadley, Chatfield, and then the little warm-up ball from Stewie Gillespie, and he'll be feeling a lot better now, even half a grin, because he copped a bit of a serve across in Perth. Marsh departs for 12, Australia 2 for 31.
Alan Border is the new batsman, 2 for 31. Beautiful pitch, fast outfield, and New Zealand already have Australia, well, if not under the thumb, then certainly in a bit of trouble. And first ball. Gillespie's on a hat-trick. What a sensation here at the MCG. Border goes first ball. Marsh was out to a half volley. And Border has got a half pitcher, which he's gently pulled around to the man at square leg. And Australia deep in trouble.
There's no doubt about it. That's subject to argument. Kiwis do it best, but at the moment they're certainly doing it better. Every day is a new day. Stewie Gillespie in all sorts of trouble against Australia at the Wacker, and the Australian captain, Daddles the Duck, accompanies from the MCG, and what a long, lonely walk that is. One of few experiences that Alan Border would like to remember. A duck at the MCG, Australia 3 for 31.
Right, Valletta. Well, it's a quick turnover out there today for Australia. 3 for 31, Border back in the dressing room. Valletta joining Jones, and Gillespie on a hat-trick. Well, Jalaluddin for Pakistan against Australia took a hat-trick in limited overs matches. Bruce Reid, Australia against New Zealand, and Chetan Sharma, India against New Zealand. They were all bowled at Nagpur. That was the last hat-trick, 31st of October 1987. well run. That's good cricket from Dean Jones. He was looking for the chance of an extra one. He kept his eye on whether or not the ball had been fielded correctly. As soon as it was misfielded, he was back for the third. 7 to Jones and 4 to Valletta. Here's Snedden. Oh, well bowled. That was a real good delivery from Martin Snedden. Valletta has gone. Excellent cricket from the New Zealanders. That moved away very, very nicely off the seam. Valletta didn't do much wrong. Just managed to get the outside edge to it.
Certainly not short enough or pitched up enough to go forward. He waited, tried to follow the movement off the seam. The perfect example there of not having to do too much, just enough. He edged straight through to the keeper lane. Snedden takes his first. Australia lose their fourth. The score is 39.
Pretty warm here at the MCG today. Pretty warm also for the Australian players out there because they're 4 down. Steve Waugh is in. The pitch is good. Not a problem there. But plenty of problem for the batsman. And that's how Mike Valletta went. Martin Snedden just getting the ball to go away a little. Valletta was giving it the glide down through the vacant slip area. And he's now back in the pavilion.
Looks like we might be going to have 5 overs of off spin from both Patel and Bracewell.
That one's gone flying away down towards square leg. They don't bowl in full tosses. He's hanging onto his back for some reason. Looks as if he might have stretched something in the back.
Maybe just the heat. Maybe just getting his concentration back. But no, he's calling to the rooms there at the moment. There's definitely something wrong. So I think it's the heat.
That was a nice delivery for the batsman, that one. Nice high full toss.
Safely between the two men. There's no man at deep square, but there is a deep mid-wicket. There's something to infuse the crowd.
So Steve Waugh taking a couple of deep breaths. I think with the off-spinners bowling at the moment and taking so many quick singles in this heat, it does get weary on the body. Those deep breaths have to be taken to keep that concentration up, keep the air going through, the blood going through the veins.
Hadley has been brought back. Splendid stroke. I know there'll be a lot of people who'll throw up their hands in horror at seeing a stroke like that because they'll say it's not a test match stroke. Well, it's not meant to be. A glorious piece of cricket. Two great shots from these two players in this over. One by Jones through mid-wicket. And now a glorious drive through extra cover by Stephen Waugh.
That often that Richard Hadley's had a welcome as such back into an attack. Beautiful shot from Stephen Waugh. Lovely partnership being built here at the moment.
And he's got him. Martin Snedden gets the breakthrough that New Zealand really needed after having Australia 4 for 39. Jones and Waugh had got them right back into the game. But now Martin Snedden has broken that partnership.
I think probably a lack of concentration due to the heat more than the ball doing a lot. Did appear to come back a little bit off the seam, but Dean Jones, I think, suffering from heat there more than anything else. Australia 5 for 127.
Greg Dyer, the wicketkeeper, now joins Stephen Waugh. Now he brings the spinner back, Bracewell.
Waugh on 49. He gets it. 74 deliveries, a magnificent ovation.
War, that's what he's good for. He certainly does know how to bat, and congratulations on a fine half-century.
5 for 149. 10 overs to be bowled, 5 wickets in hand. Dodemaide, Taylor, McDermott and Whitney to come. So the fireworks begin. Tremendous responsibility for Stephen Waugh, who's played superbly today. It's well played.
He's got that away. That brings up the 150, and they're looking for a third. They scramble home. It's about 80 metres to get that one back anywhere near the stumps. A gamble on the arm.
Well placed. It beats them all. Let's go. Listen to that roar.
And don't the big crowd at the MCG love it? They love the green and gold. There go the flags. And they'll be hoping that they can do that at stumps tonight. That's one. That's through the gap. And it beats 2. There wasn't much you could do about that, Jeff Crow. Ball just dribbles into the gutter. That's a boundary.
It's a good performance.
5 runs and over equals 250 for 200. So if they can get that run rate now up above the 3.99, somewhere up around 4.2, 4.3, you're going to have a score of 220, and War at the crease, every chance.
Well played. It's beautifully struck. 5 for 175. Seven overs to be bowled. Martin Snedden has the ball. Snedden, his 9th over. Dyer, he takes charge. That's beautiful. He'll hit the sideboard on the full. A magnificent straight hit. 2 metres either way, and it was 6.
Well, the black cloth draped over the front of the perforated mesh that normally is a white sight screen. We use a white ball in a one-day game. And this is a perfect one-day shot. Straight, no one down there. The elevation just right. And look at that. What a shot. And that brings up the boundary.
Snedden's going to continue now. Oh, he's bowled him. Well, that's an interesting way to get out. He backed away in order to try and give himself some room to play the ball away on the offside. The ball followed him. Seemed to me to hit him on the pad and then deflect onto the stumps. So that's the end of a really tremendous innings from Stephen Waugh. But he'd be disappointed getting out with just a few overs to go. Stephen Waugh giving himself plenty of room, backing away on the leg side to cut it down to the 3rd man area. Off the pads onto the stumps. Well played, Steve Waugh. 68 runs from 91 deliveries. Australia 6 for 192. Peter Taylor, the new batsman for Australia. He's playing in his 16th one-day international. He's a batting average of 11. It's in the air. This will be out, or will it be short? Just short. Well, he takes a long time to pick him up. Crow there seemed to me to be very flat-footed.
I think Crow expected that ball to travel a lot further than it actually did. Dyer not timing the ball at all. And a little more luck for Greg Dyer.
Again, he wants the second. He's going back. This could be close. This will be out. Yes, he's gone. He's gone. He's run out. Yes, Taylor had decided prior to getting down there and having a look that he was going to go for the second, and he was always going to struggle.
There was no doubt he'd made up his mind as soon as he hit the ball that he was going for 2, and he paid the penalty for not checking before he turned. Good piece of fielding, beautiful throw. They're the decisions the umpires prefer to make, well short of his ground. Australia now 7 for 195.
Tony Dodemaide is the new batsman. He's currently the Victorian favourite son. 4.28 the run rate. And surprise, surprise, Chatfield is going to continue. In the air, he's out. Caught him at mid-wicket. That is a full toss. It's straight off the meat of the bat. And so Dyer has gone and finished his innings off too with a pretty ordinary shot. He's played really well. Eventually out for 38 off 46 balls.
Greg Dyer's found the gap on a couple of occasions, landing the ball in between fieldsmen, but not here. And a very good innings indeed by Greg Dyer. He's on his way. Australia now lose their 8th wicket for 197.
Craig McDermott is the new batsman. He has to shout out his requirements in respect of God because it's so noisy out there. Huge crowd in the ground. Coming back for the second. This will be tight too. He's going to be close. Well, he's got big long legs and he's followed through about 20 metres. There couldn't have been much in that one.
Cutting it fine. Craig McDermott probably not quite as quick as some of the others between wickets, but making good ground on this one.
Yes, he had a little nervous glance in the direction of the umpire there. This is the 49th over. Chatfield's going to bowl it. That's gone high in the air. This could be a wicket. He's got him. So McDermott out, caught off the last ball of the second last over. The umpires having a look now in the direction of the clock as the batsman disappears off the ground. And it looks as if he's got himself into position prior to the clock getting up to 6 o'clock, so the last over will be bowled.
Well, Craig McDermott, he tried to put the ball into the outer, in the top edge. 9 down for 211 with 1 over remaining. Mike Whitney will be the next man, the last man for Australia. Probably not quite the same pressure on Michael Whitney as there has been the last couple of innings that he's played.
In the air, and that's the end of the Australian innings. Jones makes the catch at mid-wicket, and Dodemaide is out. So after a pretty ordinary start, the Australians have rallied to a degree. They've ended up getting 216 at 4.34. We'll be back for the run chase under lights here at the MCG.
Jones, Waugh and Dyer supplying the bulk of the runs there after the Kiwis disposed of Marsh, Boone and Border first ball. Waugh and Jones, then Waugh and Dyer getting the innings back on track for the Aussies. Well, Chatfield and Snedden doing the bulk of the damage there with the ball, taking 3 wickets each, with Gillespie on a hat-trick and Hadley picking up the wicket of Dodemaide. So the Kiwis need 217 at 4.34 and over, and we rejoin the action, and they're no wicket for 3 in the second over, with McDermott bowling to John Wright.
Fine leg glance from John Wright. First boundary for New Zealand.
That is well played. The fieldsman down there is wide. And if you wanted a boundary, you had to get it fine, and that's exactly what he did.
Once again, he's got it fine, this time to third man. Second boundary to John Wright.
Well, it's not going to help the cause too much. That's actually off the edge. He was looking to play it square and got it really fine.
The Michael Whitney coming into the attack. New Zealand getting off to a very good start.
Good shot for 4. Takes something to pull that up. Beautifully timed and placed by Andrew Jones.
Andrew Jones quick to get onto the front foot. Whitney slightly over pitching. Magnificent timing. Very little chance of cutting that off. Very fast outfield here in Melbourne today.
Afraid that's very ambitious. Whitney comes from far too wide on the bowling crease to get anything like that against the left-hander. I reckon that would have been going down outside leg stump.
Going way down leg side.
The umpire's job is to make certain the ball's going to hit the stumps. Michael Whitney's chance of getting an LBW is going to be immeasurably improved if he decides to bowl closer into the stumps against the left-hander. When he's bowling from right out on the edge of the bowling crease, the angle is tremendous by the time the ball gets down there and then continues to cut to the leg side. Well run, but not quick enough. He ran across there, gathered it in, threw the stumps down, and the first wicket is down. John Wright looked surprised, but he looked to be coasting towards the end. Scooted away for the single.
John Wright and Andrew Jones have been running very well between wickets, and John Wright just taking it far too easily on that occasion, was out by a good metre.
1 for 47. Deepak Patel is the new batsman, changed in the batting order by New Zealand. No Martin Crowe at the moment. Deepak Patel is there to join Andrew Jones.
Or to Patel. That's a great shot.
A very risky shot, typical of Deepak Patel. Finds it the long way home, but a beautiful shot.
New Zealand 1 for 72. It's down the ground. And Jones is a fine player. You can't hit much straighter than that. Right under the side screen.
It's a good shot in any cricket, straight down the ground, usually a mid-off and a mid-on. Hit it straight, clear the bowler, straight under the side screen. Whitney out wide, picks that up beautifully, and look out, umpire, I'm on my way. Here we are.
Got him, round his legs. Michael Whitney with that angle. Patel across, and finally he hits the leg stump. And it's 2 for 79.
Well, Whitney, I guess most of the summer has been trying to hit the leg stump. He's got every opportunity from out that wide. Actually, the man most likely to lose his leg stump was Andrew Jones at the non-striker end. He does shuffle across the crease, but Deepak Patel, he loses the leg stump. He's on his way, bowled Whitney for 12. Scored 2 for 79.
Martin Crowe replaces Deepak Patel. Bowled by Whitney for 12. Stephen Waugh to continue. Be close if he hits them. And his overthrows. Probably only two. Two overthrows. If that had hit, it would have been a photo finish.
So I guess you've got to have a go. You pick up, you can sense whether or not the batsman's going to make his ground. Let's watch it again. War the bowler. Martin Crowe works it to square leg. Yeah, Valletta picks up, throws. And had he hit, it would have been even a little bit better than a photo finish. I think he'd have been out by about a metre. But there, the responsibility of someone on the other side of the wicket to back up.
Peter Taylor to bowl his second over. Big question from Peter Taylor by Peter McConnell. Had a good look. With a pitch in line.
That was a flattish one. It was probably just going down the leg side. That's a plead, not an appeal. Have a look at that. There's the comparison. Almost neck and neck now. The difference is still just the wickets.
This was a time when Waugh and Jones were playing very well. The Australians, as far as the run rate is concerned, just getting on top this last half an hour.
Over the top. And that one's going to thunder into the fence.
Well, it didn't clear cover by all that much. It was a fine piece of bowling. New Zealanders realising the brakes were on. Went for over the top. The catch was a call. Just cleared cover and raced away for four. Craig McDermott coming back into the attack, and rightly so.
He's out. Caught it mid-on. Tony Dottermaid is the man there. And I think he might have been just fooled a little by a slower ball from Craig McDermott.
Well, what a blow. McDermott doing just what his captain needs. Fairly expensive first spell. And it was, in fact, the slower ball. McDermott, a very fast bowler. It's hitting through the wrists, not forward at the point of contact, the face of the blade through. Dottermaid taking a pretty simple catch in the finish at mid-on. So that's the end of Andrew Jones. A fine half-century, 59. New Zealand 3 wickets down for 121.
Jeff Crowe, the New Zealand skipper, arrives at the crease with his team needing a good score from him.
It's very close indeed here at the Melbourne Cricket Ground. You can feel the tension just starting to build up. A little buzz around the ground. Great catch. That could be a match winner. Taylor, who's bowled beautifully for 7 over. That is a classic catch. Dived away to his left. Crowe out. Caught and bowled Taylor for 9. A gem of a catch.
When things are not going right, these sort of things tend to happen. Fantastic catch by Peter Taylor, getting rid of the New Zealand captain. Diving away to his left. Jeff Crowe caught and bowled Taylor 9. New Zealand have lost their 4th wicket for 138. Excitement starting to build as that run rate begins to climb. It's a little better than 1 per delivery required by New Zealand. Tony Dottermaid, 8.1 overs, none for 22.
Got him. Tried to angle it. Dottermaid through the defence of Tony Blaine, and we have a cricket match. Beautiful piece of bowling.
And New Zealand lose their 5th wicket. Half their batsmen now back in the pavilion, and that's what Australia needed. They're right back in the match now. Dottermaid getting his 1st wicket, playing over the top of that delivery. New Zealand have lost their 5th wicket with 157 on the board.
Richard Hadley, one of the all-time great all-rounders. strode to the wicket to join Martin Crowe. Peter Taylor to bowl his 10th and final over. And that's buys. Or isn't an outside edge, but it's going to be 4. 4 buys. And Dotty made to bowl his 10th and final over. Got him! Well, Tony Dotty made his 10th over. Enticed Crowe to hit through mid-wicket and knocked him over.
Tony Dottermaid, since arriving in the Australian side the latter part of this summer, has bowled superbly. He's done that again tonight. He's taken his 2nd wicket for 25, and what better wicket for Australia than the ace of the Kiwi batting Martin Crowe. Australia really have a fantastic chance now. New Zealand losing their 6th wicket with 168 on the board.
John Bracewell counting the fieldsmen.
Oh, good shot. Bracewell's a player of courage and determination, and he smashed that back past McDermott.
Well, if you saw Michael Whitney having a chat to himself just a while ago, you'll probably see John Bracewell also having a chat to himself. That was well timed. 37 required of 32 deliveries. So it's not quite down to a runner ball yet. Bracewell will probably still be looking for a boundary or 2.
Hooked. Bracewell goes. Australia have struck. McDermott has got through in these last 6 overs for Border. 6 for 180. Now becomes 7 for 180.
And Bracewell does have a tendency to hit across the ball, try and loft it on the onside, which is what he did then, and just got a thick outside edge to David Boone. The 7th man is down with the score at 180.
There's been a mid-wicket conference between the new batsman, Martin Snedden, a left-hander, and Richard Hadley, also a left-hander. Snedden to take strike after that dismissal of John Bracewell. Dermott is the bowler. It's in the air, fielder under it. Steve Waugh takes it safely. Martin Snedden has gone. He was the hitter, the designated hitter for New Zealand. Hadley now will have to take over. 61,000 people, less the New Zealand contingent, have gone mad here at the MCG.
And Snedden trying to hit straight. He's doing the right thing in that regard. But he just couldn't get enough bat on it. It was just short of a length. That caused him to sky the ball more than he would have liked. I'm sure he was looking to drill it flat down the ground. Gave Stephen Waugh plenty of time to get under it. It's 8 for 188.
Stuart Gillespie is the new batsman. And there's a certain tightness about that smile. Here's McDermott. Oh, it's a great shot. That's the one he wanted. They pulled the man up from deep fine leg. For the first time, McDermott has strayed on the leg stump, and that is the boundary New Zealand had to have. I don't think any of this enormous crowd would have thought we'd have got to this stage. The 50th over and the last over about to be bowled. And 13 runs required by Stuart Gillespie and Richard Hadley, and possibly by Ewan Chatfield.
So I reckon they'll be looking for a single off the first ball. Well, I think that's what New Zealand wanted. Single from Gillespie brings Hadley on strike. 5 balls to come, 12 needed. They've got to get a boundary. Once again, fine leg comes up into the circle. That's Craig McDermott. So that's a danger area for Australia. They don't want anything down leg side. They'll get 2. It's Hadley on strike. That was very good cricket there from Richard Hadley. He realised he couldn't smash that away to the boundary, and he just guided it away into an area where he knew he could get 2. He's not only a skillful cricketer, he's a very thoughtful one.
It's the single from that, and the roar goes up from the crowd now that Hadley's away from the strike. The 3 balls, and Gillespie has strike. Border is shuffling his men around. He's handled things brilliantly out there.
Stewie Gillespie will have to go.
He tried for it, but War bowled it magnificently right in the block hole. Just choked him off.
8 from 2 balls required now. So it really does have to be 2 boundaries for New Zealand to win.
Peter Taylor catches it. And although Chatfield will come out, the Australians have won this match unless they do something extraordinarily silly by bowling a no ball. It's been a terrific effort. And Stephen Waugh was game enough there to keep the ball right up to the back of Richard Hadley.
Yes, they've learned a hell of a lot from that World Cup competition. Richard Hadley backs off to give himself some room, and it was the slower ball again from Stephen Waugh. He mixes his pace beautifully. Peter Taylor absolutely delighted to pounce that one. Australia have virtually got the 2 points unless they happen to bowl a no ball or a wide. It'll be Gillespie on strike. And Ewan Chatfield has come out, no helmet, hasn't even bothered to put the gloves on. And he's just saying to Stewie Gillespie, well, hit one and I guess we just keep running.
Take the single, and that is it. That is a splendid win for Alan Border and his team, and beautifully played by Border out there.
Yes, the Aussies home by the skin of their teeth there, with Andrew Jones, Martin Crowe and Richard Hadley doing the bulk of the damage, but the run rate was increased by slow batting at the start. For the Aussies, all 5 contributed with the ball, and it was Craig McDermott who stood out, claiming 3 victims, backed up by Dodemaide, Whitney, Waugh and Taylor. The Aussies went on to win that World Series, defeating the New Zealanders 2-0 in the best-of-3 finals. Neither of those games reaching the heights of this one, with the Aussies winning by 8 and then 6 wickets. OK, let's head now to December 16, 1990. And in this match, the Aussies are taking on the English at the Gabba. At the start of this game, the home team had raced ahead on the World Series points table and had already confirmed their place on the finals of this series, with England and New Zealand fighting to see who would oppose them. The Australian selectors went into the match with Marsh, Boone, Jones, then the Wars. Alan Border was captain, along with O'Donnell, Ian Healy, Greg Matthews, Carl Ackerman and Bruce Reid. England, meanwhile, opted for Captain Gooch to open the innings with Larkins. Then came Smith, Lamb, Morris, Stewart, De Freitas. Martin Bicknell was there. Eddie Hemmings was there as well, Angus Fraser and Phil Tufnell. The Australians batted first, and when we join the action, it's in the third over with David Boone taking a strike to Angus Fraser. The score, no wicket for 4.
No ball, and it's been hit away too into the gap. It's running down towards the boundary at wide mid-on. It'll get there as well. So the big Aussie crowd here enjoying that. Graham Gooch and Angus Fraser wouldn't have, I can tell you that.
That's a fine shot. Cannot afford to bowl no balls in this competition. He's not an express bowler. And Boone found the gap beautifully. The bottom hand working. Just got it wide of Morris at mid-on, and it raced away for 4.
Good shot, magnificent shot. Off the front foot, flayed away through the offside field. They'll get 3 here.
That's what the crowd loves to see. The batsmen play their shots on a good batting pitch.
Oh, and that's a big wide. It's going to go for 4 wides as well. Now, that must have slipped out of his hand. Perhaps he was trying to bowl a slower ball.
Regardless of what it was a shocker, and England need to regroup here, or they're going to get a hiding with the bat, because you just cannot afford to give away easy runs in a 50-over competition. And maybe he was looking for the in-swing. He pushed that way down the leg side, gave Stewart no chance, and it raced away for 4 wides.
Oh, big appeal there. He's got him. He's got it. Yes, he's down. Well bowled, Angus Fraser. David Boone looking around, very dejected. He's been trapped in front by Angus Fraser. The umpire down that end, umpire Crafter, has given him out, and England have struck.
Yeah, it's a vital wicket for England. There was not much doubt about that one. Boone does shuffle across. Fraser was on line. See, there he's pretty close to the stumps. The ball going straight on, hitting below the roll, and that was out plumb. No doubt about that. A vital breakthrough by Angus Fraser, just when it was needed. Boone departs. It's 1 for 24.
Dean Jones is the new batsman.
And that's a cracking shot.
It's well run and well thrown. Dean Jones has just beaten that return. De Freitas right next to the stumps. Magnificent return. But Dean Jones just home.
Well, Dean Jones wants to be careful and pick his fielders, because if he keeps taking De Freitas on, he's going to lose out somewhere, because he is a magnificent fielder. He's been around a bit. He's played 1 or 2 test matches and internationals, and this is tight. Look at that throw. My goodness, that's out. That is out. Can't blame the umpire. That's at that fast speed. Very difficult to give.
And it is De Freitas to continue. And that one is better timed. Certainly going after Philip De Freitas.
Well, it's as if Dean Jones just made up his mind that he was going to whack Philip De Freitas wherever he bowled it. This ball well outside off stump, foot down the pitch, and over his favourite area, mid-on, mid-wicket. He clears that with nice timing.
No slip in, and a boundary for Dean Jones.
.50 up for Australia with that shot. Causing young Bicknell problems is Dean Jones. Just slashing away, top edge, way it races, that short boundary. Straight of the wicket. They're fairly short for Australian grounds.
In the air and away from Angus Fraser. 2 boundaries from 2 balls. Dean Jones starting to hit his stride.
He's such an experienced player, Dean Jones. He can easily upset an inexperienced young bowler like Martin Bicknell. He looks to get on the front foot, but then when it's dropped just slightly short, he rocks back quickly and pulls it away strongly. always on the go. The scoreboard's ticking over all the time.
And is it going to clear the field? Yes. He's had some good fortune in this innings, Dean Jones. But he's got 10 runs off that over, and Australia 1 for 59. Dean Jones had virtually given up there, but a bit of body language gets it away from mid-on. And he finishes up getting 2 for a shot that he thought might bring about his dismissal.
1 for 73. Here's De Freitas now. Oh, good shot. Beautifully placed. It's a fast outfield. No chance of cutting that off. That was a lovely shot. It was foot across to the ball and perfectly placed. Nothing wrong with the delivery itself, but just beautifully played by Marsh.
As Marsh has been practicing that shot for many years, year after year, night after night in the net. It's because of all that practice he has the ability to pick the gap almost at will.
Eddie Hemmings, who I thought was the best bowler the other evening. That's a really good shot. Hemmings did nothing wrong there, but Jones very quickly gave himself some room for the stroke, anticipating that it might have been round about middle and off. Cut it, I would say, off the stumps and played it quite well.
No protection outside the circle on the offside. Good shot. Dean Jones always looking to make room.
Phil Tufton on the left arm spinner is coming on, all spin attack.
Got a bottom edge on that one. Little appeal from Stewart. He's running away down towards fine leg and into the fence it'll go. Umpire Crafter down at the Vulture Street indicating that it went off the bat, and that brings up the 100 as well. Oh, he smashed that one. That'll end up in Coco's. It's gone miles. It's a big 6. Huge 6 there from Dean Jones. He's decided to let loose, and he's smashed it down towards that sign down there. And didn't he enjoy that?
Yes, that cleared the dog track as well as the fence and landed way back in the crowd.
Down the wicket he goes again. That's straight. It's going to be into the fence on 1 bounce. 1 bounce into the fence, very straight and very flat.
At 50 for Dean Jones. There is a rope down there under the sight board.
That's in the air, but it won't get to him. And Robin Smith may well have been better off just backing off that a bit. There are occasions when you've got to attack to try and make the catch. But I didn't think that at any stage he was going to get there on that sweep shot.
I think there were shouts of catch it, which encouraged Robin Smith to charge in and try and catch it. Shouts of catch it coming from the other fielders. I think that's what encouraged him to make a late dash at it. And it got away to the boundary and brought up the 100 partnership. 101, the partnership between Marsh and Jones.
Hit that in the air as well, and it's going to go to the fence too. So Jones really is blasting himself around this ground. It's brute force on occasions. That was a real hard hit, low and flat over the top of the infield, way down towards mid-wicket. Hemmings won't know what to do in a second. Down the wicket he came there, and have a look at that white ball fly.
Jones gets that through the gap. That's 4. Beautifully placed. He was stretching to get to it. Got it right off the meat of the bat. It raced away for 4.
A little bit of Dean Jones genius here. Pitching well outside the off stump. You wouldn't have that shot recommended in the coaching manual Yet the man's on fire. He's in form.
He's off to that, and he's got enough of that. That's going way down to long on. And it's another big one. Beautifully timed, hitting it on the up, hitting straight. This full house getting great value today.
Whatever you can do, Dino, I can do as well. Have a look at this. He's waited until the right delivery has come along, pitching about off stump. He's got the pace of that beautifully, found the middle of the bat, and that has gone way over the dog track. A magnificent strike. The Englishman looking to Angus Fraser for a chance to break this partnership.
Oh, that's complete arrogance there from Jones. He's charged the ball. He's hit straight through the line to a vacant mid-off position. Another boundary, and all the worries in the world now for Graham Gooch, because Dean Jones in this mood is almost unstoppable. He's the best one-day batsman in the world. He's got all the shots and confidence. Once his confidence is high, he just blasts the bowlers to all points of the ground.
Well, this is going to be a severe test for the youngster Martin Bicknell.
They're the ones you need to have stick. And to add insult to injury, he's gone back for second. And yet the ball was gathered, I reckon, just inside the 30-yard circle. That is extraordinary running between the wickets.
Well, a big slash at this by Jones. The keeper just about gets it. But he's so quick and alert and alive. Look at him, he's running and scampering, and that's what makes him such a dominant personality. There's always something happening.
There's a man down at third man, and Larkins takes the catch. Marsh has gone. The partnership is broken at 209. Marsh out for 82. Port Larkins bowled Bicknell.
Well, that's a good solid innings by Jeff Marsh. Did his job really well for Australia. And trying to score in these last few overs, trying to hit out, which is not particularly his game. He skies it, slices it, top edge, taken, not very convincingly. Seemed to bobble there, nearly come out of the hands. But Martin Bicknell will be relieved to take a wicket and get rid of Jeff Marsh to leave Australia 2 for 209.
Steve Waugh is the new batsman. Magnificent. There's a man at deep mid-wicket. Straight onto the dog track.
Well, that's an absolutely terrific shot. I know he's played some good shots today and he's in good form, but he's so quick onto anything short. He rocks back and he's hit that with terrific power into the crowd.
It's a one-hander and over the man at fine leg, and I'm not too sure why he was in there rather than being back 15 yards on the boundary.
Well, Martin Bicknell again strained down the leg side, trying to bowl a foolish Yorker, but it's going down the leg side and gives Jones a free hit. It's over the fielder, and I think the fielder's inside 10 yards inside the boundary, because they're so concerned with the quick running of Dean Jones that he's getting twos all the time. They're trying to keep him away from the strike, but it doesn't matter where they put the fielders if the bowler does not bowl the ball in the right spot, which has got to be Yorkers on middle stump.
The pressure is getting to them out there on the field now. I'm not surprised, mind you. They've withstood it to a large extent. We're now into the 45th over. It's not surprising there'll be a fumble or two. They've done pretty well so far. That's Dean Jones' highest score in limited overs internationals, beating his previous best against Pakistan in Perth back in 1987. He's made 122 from 125 balls. Oh, just reach out and catch it, Jeffrey. What a magnificent hit. And I can tell you something else about that. With that 6, Dean Jones is batting 1,000 in this innings. A magnificent blow.
He's such a clean striker of the ball, that's the thing. He hits it so cleanly with a full flowing backlift and right through the ball. Well, he's just tearing Martin Bicknell apart. He really doesn't know where to bowl. I think at this stage of the game, it's about character. It's not about ability anymore, about propelling the ball from one end to the other. It's about holding your head up, showing some character, some bottle.
Another 4. Now, it's not like Angus Fraser to stray there. He's trying to get the Yorker in, trying to jam it in under the bat. But he's just got it down on leg stump. 4 more.
Yes, this is what I mean by a test of character. I mean, Jones has got them running ragged, trying to bowl the Yorker, but it's a full toss down leg side.
Oh, he smashed that one away too. That's 6-2, a real flat 6. A magnificent shot from Dean Jones. Oh, I tell you what, the man's on fire. He'll be batting 1,000 before he can blink an eyelid. There'll be 3 or 4 of them looking down the barrel of $10,000 each.
That was a crowd killer job, that one. It went in at the rate of knots. The guy's got the ball in his hand. I don't know if he actually caught it. I would doubt very much that he caught it. He was lucky he didn't catch it in the teeth.
He got it in a hurry, so he didn't do badly. Well, this is out. It's got to be out. Yes, at last, he's got him. He's mishit one for a change, and that's gone straight to mid-wicket. Tufnell's taken the catch, and Dean Jones will get a standing ovation from this packed ground here at the Gabba. What a magnificent spectacle it was. A magnificent innings. There will be those that will be reminded from time to time that he was probably out when he had 3. But from that moment on, he has played superbly.
An easy catch for Phil Tufnell in the end. Taken very casually there by Tufnell. Magnificent innings from Dean Jones, 145. .133 balls.
So Mark Ward, the new batsman. Oh, that's a magnificent shot. He's smashed that into the gap over the top of extra cover and into the fence. That's an example of the power that Mark Waugh has. Beautiful shot.
De Freitas giving him a little bit of width. As soon as he saw the width, his eyes lit up. We saw him hit a 6 with a similar sort of shot, a 6 in Sydney with a similar sort of shot.
Full toss straight to mid-wicket, and that's the end of him. Right off the toe of the bat. Again a full toss, working for De Freitas there. There's a slight change in pace, but it was a full toss, hit straight to Tufnell at mid-wicket. And Tufnell made no mistake of the catch.
As that one hit right on the toe of the bat. And once again presented Phil Tufnell with a simple catch at mid-wicket. So the 3rd wicket is down with a score 272.
Simon O'Donnell, 27 years of age, being sent out now to finish off this Australian innings. He is renowned for his big straight hitting. Oh, what a straight hit. Straight down the ground. Morris is going to catch him. He's got him. Yes, well caught. So straight away, Simon O'Donnell doing exactly what is required, going for the straight hit. He didn't quite middle it, and Morris ran around very well and took the catch.
An excellent catch by John Morris, and that outfield catch now puts Philip De Freitas on a hat-trick. Simon O'Donnell hit that pretty well for a man just at the crease, but a good catch. So Border comes in, but he won't be facing the hat-trick.
De Freitas on a hat-trick. And that's a lovely shot from Stephen Wall this time. They'll come back for the second. Border flying back down to the non-striker's end. So that's the end of the over. There'll be one more now. The score's 5 for 274. So Border going for the big one straight away. It's hit the inside edge. It's going down to the boundary. Morris is the fieldsman down there. Once again, he picks it up nicely, and right over the bails goes his throw.
He's a very good catcher, John Morris. He caught one of those De Freitas wickets. Mark Waugh hit the ball right on the toe of the bat. That was Phil Tufnell at mid-wicket. A simple catch for him, but a very good running effort by John Morris. Simon O'Donnell hit that very straight, hit it very well. He caught it easily.
And Border smashing that one square of the wicket, right off the mid of the bat. In comes the throw. He's back for the second. He's going to have to move. He's home comfortably. So 281 with one ball to go.
Steve Waugh, remember him hitting a 6 at the SCG, I think off the last delivery against the West Indies. That was in the third final. Magnificent innings. Again, Dean Jones on that occasion. He and Waugh put together a terrific partnership.
It's played straight down the ground. They'll come back for the second. And the fieldsman there overrunning the ball. That's Lamb, but they've settled for 2. And that brings to an end a magnificent performance by the Australian batsman.
Well, an absolutely awesome batting display from Dean Jones, with solid support from Jeff Marsh, with the pair adding 185 runs for the second wicket. The rest of the innings was a disappointment, with Boone and Steve Waugh the only others to reach double figures. For the bowlers, Phil De Freitas was the best with figures of 3 for 57, while Fraser and Bicknell each took a wicket. The spin twins went for 100 between them without having any success at all. So England required 284 at a rate of 5.68 an over to claim victory.
Well played, and that's through the gap. Larkins hitting off the back foot. Jones is the chaser, and he does it well. Scoops it back. And great return, excellent outfielding.
Just as well, the pickets out there aren't fixed into a concrete foundation. Dean Jones, he really does that sliding save very well.
Well played. Glorious cover drive. Doesn't have to run for that one. Beautiful shot.
Boundary number 2 for Larkins.
Much the same as the Australians started, except that they lost an early wicket, Boone, when the score was 24. A massive over of 18. The 45th over for the Australian batting lineup. That's got him. Going the big drive, inside edge, and O'Donnell breaks through. Larkins bowled for 19.
This is a wicket that Simon O'Donnell will remember for a long time. It is wicket number 100. Scored plenty of centuries with the bat, but in limited overs cricket to take 100 wickets is a fantastic performance. So O'Donnell getting first blood for Australia. Larkins again disappointing. 19 runs. 27 deliveries. England are 1 for 26.
And the new batsman is Alan Lamb.
Straight back down the ground. That's a magnificent shot. It's going to hit the fence. That's going to be 4. So England beginning to turn it on here. Will this just be the day that they turn the tide?
Well, a nice crisp shot from Alan Lamb. Half volley, and he puts it away quite cleanly. It's good short arms. He's got very strong forearms, Alan Lamb. It's almost a short, firm jab, and the ball disappears very quickly.
And that's a good shot by Graham Gooch. He's hit it straight down the ground. He's taking advantage of the fact that the fieldsmen are inside the circles as well, and that's good thinking, straight over the top. But you could still see that he didn't really middle that the way Dean Jones did. It only just got there. But the idea is right.
Yes, the idea is right, because he tried to hit it fairly straightish. Mid-off, mid-on's the best place. Yesterday he got out trying to hit across the line to mid-wicket. You're right, he hasn't timed it too well, but we can't expect that. He's been out of cricket for a long time. But the idea is much better. Much straighter hit.
Steve Waugh coming into the attack. Nice shot. Beautiful shot from Gooch. Just a normal cricket shot and just lofting the ball, but he kept his head down beautifully. Good shot. One bounce and into the base of the fence. Got some prospective umpires there in the crowd. Maybe they're district umpires having a day out watching the cricket.
It was nicely picked up by Gooch. He's very, very strong, very powerful around about that point.
Well hit. Beautifully hit. Matthews no chance, and he only had to go about no more than 10 metres.
Made good ground to it, Matthews.
It's going to be Greg Matthews to come into the attack with his right arm off spinners.
Out, got him, Border's got him, Lamb's gone. Matthews is bowled and Border has taken a catch at mid-wicket. Lamb not quite sure what to do. What he was trying to do, I think, was to lift it over the top of Border's head. He didn't quite middle it, and he's hit it straight to Border, who doesn't drop many.
Fine piece of bowling. Matthews threw it up, just a little bit of turn there. Lamb not to the pitch, and Border took the straightforward catch. But an excellent change by Alan Border. The end of a good innings from Lamb. He was very positive, but unfortunately hasn't got on with the job. It's 2 for 104.
Alex Stewart is the new batsman. Mark Waugh is going to bowl from the Vulture Street end. Oh, he smashed that one away, backward a point. That's a beautiful shot. Lovely timing there from Stewart. Don't dish up that nonsense outside off stump.
For a new batsman, that was superbly timed. Mark Waugh pitching short. He just rocked back and raced away for 4, so that's a good start from Stewart.
Pushed away on the on. He sent back, and if this hits, he'll be out. Gooch there apologising, or was it Stewart? No, it was a Stewart apologising to Gooch. Everything's all right as long as the fieldsman doesn't hit the wickets, and that's exactly what happened. They didn't hit the stumps, and therefore there wasn't a run out. Well, he's hit that one straight down the ground. This is going high. He's into the crowd. What a magnificent shot. A little bit more of that, please. That is a beautiful straight hit, straight into the crowd for 6.
Beautiful use of the feet by Alex Stewart, just coming to the crease, and that one was hit over mid-off. Not an easy shot to play, but he was to the pitch of the ball. He went straight through with the hit. It was a clean hit, and Jones racing back, no chance, way, way back. And that's the way to play an off-spinner when you need to score 6 runs and over.
Oh, he's bowled him. He's gone onto the back foot. Tried to put that one away. It wasn't the right ball to play that shot to. And unfortunately, Gooch has had his stumps knocked back. And Matthews has struck again.
Yes, a quicker delivery. You see the England captain forced him back. Pushed it through. And it was a strange shot. Beat by pace. A valuable wicket. A great reply by Matthews after being struck down for 6. And that's a vital breakthrough. Disappointing end for Gooch. He played pretty well for 41. 3 for 121.
Robin Smith now, the new man out there. He's not been playing very well just lately. This is Alex Stewart on strike at the moment. That's a good shot too. Straight back down the ground. He's timing the ball magnificently. Into the fence it goes. Oh, I tell you what, this fella's my little fella at the moment. He's hitting the ball absolutely superbly.
Well, in this sort of form, he's going to be pushing for a test place as well as a batsman. He's using his feet well to Matthews. He's getting to the pitch of the ball. He's hit one magnificent 6. He's finding the gaps. He's sweeping when it goes onto leg stump. He's raced to 25, and that's beautiful use of the feet.
To establish what is exactly required, there it is. 144 needed, just over 7 and over.
Oh, he's got to mix up again. He's gone by miles. That's absolutely ridiculous. You can't run just hitting the ball straight to the fieldsman or just to his left or right. And Smith, panic-stricken, ends up in the middle of the pitch, and he's out, run out. And that really is a tragedy from England's point of view.
Yes, and it was Border. He was a long way down. He's on the front foot. Stewart first went and realised it was Border. And he's out by 6 or 8 metres. That's a tragic end for Smith, having a horrid run at the moment. A great breakthrough by Border. It's 4 for 141.
It's John Morris. He's the new batsman. To take up commentary now is going to be Richie Benno, and with him is Max Walker. And I tell you, Max, if you'd have run across the front of me like Matthews did across the front of the batsman there, I might have been inclined to want to give you a little tap on the ankle. That's a magnificent shot, smashed away for 6. Have a look at it again. Whipped away there to square leg, flying away down towards the boundary. Border again. Oh, brilliant Border. Just do a replay of the Robin Smith run out, and Border has pulled it off brilliantly. He has raced around, got himself into position for the throw even before he's reached the ball, or the ball has reached him, and Stewart has got.
Some men in the field you just don't take the chance on. Stewart, I think, knew that. He hesitated just slightly. It was never in doubt. From the moment Border had control of the ball, the run out was always going to be on. He's missed a consistency with his throws back over the stumps. Healy had little work to do. And what a vital wicket that is. Stewart on his way. 5 England batsmen out. The total 151.
Philip de Freitas is the new batsman, but there are 5 down now. That's 4 from the outside edge. When John Morris pushed that ball and Alex Stewart was run out, it was for Morris to get off the single, pick up the single, get off the mark, and it's taken him until now to do so with that outside edge.
Big Bruce Reid. That's a big hit. That is over the top, on line with a side screen. Doesn't quite carry for 6. A 4 runs result.
A very powerful player. The thing John Morris has to watch out for now is that he doesn't throw his wicket away. A few lusty blows like that played straight will do the trick. Well, that's precisely what I was saying earlier, that if they take care and hit properly, then they're in with a chance. But that was a full toss, and it was hit straight down the throat of the man at deep mid wicket.
Short boundaries here at the Gabba are straight. He's gone the long way home. Morris holing out. War takes a good catch. Little sun maybe in the eyes, but Morris 13, all in vain. England 6 for 174.
Martin Bicknell is the new player, comes out to join Philip de Freitas.
And nicely placed. Beautifully hit there by de Freitas into the gap.
Good clean hitting by Philip de Freitas. Thoughtful hitting as well. Didn't try to hit it too hard, just placed it over the top of mid-wicket, over the top of Border. Nobody in the outfield over the top of Alan Border. A fielder to the left, just coming round in a screen.
90 runs off 9 overs. Bicknell has been tempted and beautifully hit. He hit right through that one and hit nice and straight. I don't think Matthews minds that too much, though.
No, it's seen in one of the limited overs matches before that Martin Bicknell is a good clean striker of the ball. I don't think he's the sort of player that should prop and cop. He should strike every now and again. That's a good blow, well into the crowd.
It's really tempting him, and that's nicely placed once again by Bicknell. He's giving it a bit of thought, the big swing bowler. Right through him, and a nice little clunk there. Nice sound if you're the bowler. It is called the death rattle if you're a batsman, and you don't look around to see the carnage. You just get on your bike.
Yes, he's really disappointed with that, Martin Bicknell. You could see him shaking his head because he played so well and so straight. Here he's playing across the line. Look, he's looking for the mid-wicket gap. Instead of playing straight, all his runs have come when he's hit the ball fairly cleanly straight. And England now 7 for 213.
Eddie Hemmings.
That's a big hit over cover. That bounces once over the fence for 4. So good rear guard action by De Freitas, taking the attack up to Simon O'Donnell.
It's the sort of play the crowd love to see. Just waited on that one. Good flat track here at the Gabba. Ideal for one-day competition.
As Alan Border comes on to bowl the 49th over. That's a big hit, going over long on, away it goes for 6. Sweetly timed, just wide of long on. De Freitas using his feet beautifully.
A strong arm in the field. He bowls very fast. He has a tremendous amount of timing. For a big hit through the covers. A couple of overs back off Matthews, and this one bringing up both arms of the umpire. Big hit.
And it's going to be Dean Jones to bowl the final over.
Had a great day here with the bat, now having a bit of fun with the ball.
It's well taken by Healy. Big shout for stumping. He moved at one stage, but I think he got back. Oh, it's all happening here. Jones enjoying this. Hemmings made a mess of that. He crossed over, and Healy had the bails off in a flash.
It's a comedy of errors there. I think Eddie might have got the foot out. He got the foot out, almost tore the trousers getting the left leg back, and Healy upsets the timber. Unfortunately for Dean Jones, not out. So Eddie lives to fight again.
That one, he asked the question this time. They're through for a leg by. Well, Hemmings gets away from the spin of Dean Jones. And the final over here at the Gabba.
Dean Jones almost shouted as the ball left the hand. I don't think he was attempting to spin that too much either. It looked very much like the arm ball, little drift.
And there's a big hit. That's a glorious shot over cover by De Freitas. That's 4 more. And England doing well in the final overs thanks to Phil De Freitas. He's hit with tremendous power and excellent placement. He's on to 48, De Freitas, with 1 ball remaining. It's a fine short innings by the hard-hitting all-rounder.
Solid effort there by the English, even though they fell well short of the target, being beaten by 37 runs. Gooch, Lamb and Stewart gave them a chance with solid contributions there before 2 run-outs put the pressure right on before De Freitas and Bicknell tried some heroics with the bat at the end. For the bowlers, Greg Matthews took 3 wickets, including Gooch and Lamb, with Rackman and Simon O'Donnell each taking 1, with the 2 run-outs leaving the Englishmen 7 wickets down. Man of the match quite obviously going to Dean Jones there for his magnificent 145. At the end of the series, the Aussies won the trophy, beating the Kiwis, but it was Jeff Marsh who held the cup aloft and not Alan Border, who missed both matches in the finals because of a groin injury. Well, I hope you've enjoyed these matches as much as we've enjoyed bringing them to you. Look out for the other videos in this series. Until then, take care. I'm Tony Jones. Goodbye.
This has been another presentation from Nine's Wide World of Sports.